Okay. So we continue with our laws regarding reading from the Sefer Torah. Okay, very interesting laws. Right? And continue. Sif number 12, I'm on page 257. And it says, so we're talking about coin. If there was no coin in a synagogue, or if there was coin, but they did not know of him, and they called upon Israel in his place, and he ascended, even if he had already recited Baruch Hu as Shem Hamavarach, right? But he did not yet begin to recite the blessing Asher Bochar Bono, and the coin arrived. But they realized that he present, and they call up the coin. Okay, so let's see the commentary and we explain. They did not know of his presence, or they were not aware that he was a coin. So basically, it's possible in a situation where there were many guests, right? So like revolving many guests, and they did not know if there is a coin. So I think it makes sense for a gabbai if you decided Mr. Gabbai to be a gabbai, so you have to announce if there is a coin in the house. That's a proper way to do. But just to assume that you glance left and right, there is no coin, I think it's not a good idea. So basically, they did not know if there is a coin, right? And there is a coin. Maybe he was, I don't know, maybe something fell on the floor. He was picking up from the floor. And this guy, Gabbai, saw no coin. So he can call Israel. So if Israel, even if he went up to the bima, so coin has to come up and say that I'm a coin, I'm here, stuff like that. So if this Israel, or if Leib for that matter, right? If he says on Baruch Shem Kvoit, Baruch HaShem Chamorach, meaning the first part, there is no problem since he did not say it's not part of the blessing over the Torah. Right? Asher Bochar Bono is a blessing from the Torah. So if he did only this part, so we put him aside, stand here, Mr. Israel. So we're going to call on the coin. Okay, so there is no denigrations of anybody. So it's a fault of the basically of this gabbai. Okay. Okay, so and he ascends. And he to recite Baruch Hu. So there is no problem to recite Baruch Hu. As we said, Baruch Hu is not part of the blessing over the Torah. It's like separate statement. And as for Israel, so as not to embarrass him, he should continue to stand there at the bima until after the coin and Leib are called. So basically, there's no embarrassment here. We don't say that there's something wrong with this Israel. He stands there by the bima. We call coin, we call Leib, and then he gets the next Aliyah, which is absolutely no problem. Okay. We call, and then he should be called, and then we should call him, right? Meaning the next available Aliyah, number 3. He should be given the third Aliyah. Which makes sense, number 51. Being torn away from ascending to the Torah is humiliating. Of course, I mean, nobody denied that. To prevent this embarrassment, the Israel is to remain at the bima until he is indeed given the opportunity to be in Oleh. Okay. So continue. However, if Israel has already mentioned the name of God while recited the blessing, that is, if he had already said Baruch Atah HaShem in a blessing Asher Bochar Bono, the coin no longer ascends, which is we're going to explain why. This is also the law if he had called up the Leib in place of the coin, and the coin arrived. So maybe he was in a bathroom, maybe he was he was around the corner, maybe meaning that he was there, before the Leib had recited Baruch Atah HaShem. The coin ascends, and the Leib and the Leib waits there at the bima. and they should call him after the Kohen. So here's the situation. So if person who they call wrongly already said Baruch Atah HaShem, right? So the name of HaShem. So that's already too late since he started doing it. Since he already started saying the blessing, we cannot stop him. Let him say the blessing because we don't want to go this blessing in vain, right? We said there is there is a special reason. We explained last time why we call coin first. So we said why we calling the coin first because otherwise the most important person should be called first, and then. Two Torah scholars is going to argue who is more knowledgeable. I'm more knowledgeable, or you're not more knowledgeable. So that's to prevent this feud. So we said, okay, we're going to call Kohen.
Rabbi, didn't the Yisrael, didn't he already say Hashem's name in Baruch Hu though? Why is he allowed to, why over there?
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. He said, but it's not part of the blessing. Mm-hmm. It's a separate part, and blessing upon the reading of the Torah is separate part. This Baruch Hu we said before Shema, right? I mean, it has nothing to do with a blessing.
We're talking about that Baruch Hu. I thought we're talking about the Baruch Hu you get right before the Aliyah.
Yes.
Exactly. That's not before Shema.
Yes. So what I'm saying, there is the Baruch Hu is not. I mean, it's part of the procedure of being called to the Torah. That you are correct with 100%, but it's not blessing over the Torah. Mm-hmm. It's not. It has nothing to do with blessing. I mean, they are combined in one. But then what I said is same. You say this Baruch Hu during what was it before the Shema? It's same Baruch Hu. Mm-hmm. You understand? So that's a big difference. So if he said only Baruch Hu, no problem whatsoever. Let's call Yisrael. If he already starts saying blessing over the reading from the Torah, you cannot stop him because it's going to be a blessing in vain. That's it. That's the blessing in vain is biblical, and calling coin first to Aliyah is rabbinical.
Right.
So that's a big difference. Yeah, go ahead.
If we realized that there was actually a Kohen in the room, right? We didn't know he was a Kohen, we thought he was a Yisrael, then we realized he was a Kohen, right? Now, if that person said Baruch Hu already, right? And this Kohen answers Amen, I mean, he says the bracha, right? The Yisrael says the bracha as the Aliyah, and the Kohen says Amen.
We don't answer Amen.
Oh, to the bracha?
It's not the bracha.
No, not
Baruch. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, not Baruch Hu. I'm saying the bracha itself that you say before the Aliyah.
No, if he even without before the Amen, if he starts saying the blessing, if he said Baruch Atah HaShem, that's too late. We cannot call Kohen.
I agree with you, but I'm saying if he said Amen, why doesn't it count? Like he said the bracha and he's allowed to go read.
No, that's not in this case. No.
Okay.
Okay, so what David? I got it. Okay, so sometimes you have to repeat 3 times, so I'll get it. No, not me, but in general. So the question is that we have this idea in Judaism that since we are all responsible for each other, we can include other people in our blessings, but it's only for mitzvahs that are not optional, right? So, for example, if I eat apple, I cannot include you in my apple, right? Unless you want to buy. Okay, so we both have apples in our hands, so I cannot include you because it's optional. You want to eat, you eat. You don't eat, you don't want to eat, you don't eat, right? Blessing on the bread is a different story, right? But for our other mitzvahs, which is optional, so which you're not obligated to do, I cannot include you. But others that are not optional, that we all depend on each other, right? For example, Kiddush on a Friday night. So I can do my Kiddush and I can do another 500 Kiddushin for other people, right? The elderly people, for example, in a nursing home, they cannot do their own. So I would go from room to room and I'm going to say Kiddush for them. You understand? Since they obligated, obligation on me also. It's my obligation, so I can say for them. So, but I have to participate. Here, I did not participate. You understand? So I cannot stand aside and let him read. Okay. That's a very interesting question. You're right. Okay. Okay, so same with Leib, right? So the for somehow, even though we said if there is no coin in the house, we are not obligated to call Leib. So we can call Israel, we can call Leib. It's up to us. But here they say, let's say they didn't find the coin and they call Leib. So and let's say he said Baruch Hu, so he didn't start the blessing. We can call a coin. Let Leib stand by, and then we're going to call this Leib. Continue. The same law also applies if there was no Leib and they did not know him, or they did not know him, and they call upon the coin who was the first Aliyah. Very interesting. And also be Aliyah in place of Leib. Okay, and then the Leib arrived. Before the Kohen said the Baruch Atah HaShem, they called upon Leib and he ascends. So let's read the commentary and we explain. In this case, the Kohen does not remain at the bima to be called upon for the next Aliyah. Since the Kohen already was Aliyah, he did not suffer any humiliation when he was passed over in favor of the Leib. Mishnah Brura. Okay, so I think it's very interesting case. So we said that first we call coin, then we call Leib, but let's say there is no Leib. Straightforward case. There is no Leib, so we call coin. That's in a shul where I go now. So Leibis come only on Shabbos for whatever reason. But on the weekdays, it's only coin. So coin gets to Aliyahs. It's very simple, and then we call Yisrael. Here they say a very interesting thing. So the question is that we learned last time, and I just want to repeat because I find it very interesting, right? That why do we call coin second time, right? Because coin is a Leib, and we cannot call another Leib. So if we call, and we cannot call another coin. If we call another coin, so people might think that there is a problem with the first coin. You understand? That's the issue. So that's why we say coin, first coin is good. We're going to call him second time to show that he's, and we announce, if you listen carefully, this Rabbi always announce he in a place of the Leib. He's not Leib. We're not saying that he's a Leib and we call him as a coin by mistake. No. We say he's a coin instead of the Leib. Okay, that's the proper way. So here we say that now we call this Mr. Coin. And guess what? There is a Leib. Mr. Leib came up, or they didn't know, or somebody said, no, I'm a Leib. Okay, so he said, I'm a Leib. So we put like let the coin stand by, or he's not obligated. But usually there is the person who just got Aliyah. We said he should stand on the right until the next Aliyah. So coin stand on the side. We call Leib, and there is no humiliation to the coin. Why? Because he got an Aliyah. I mean. We just did not know that that there is a Leib in the house. Okay.